Hey y'all, it's Becca here. Welcome back to Becca's by the Bay, Homestead. So I thought I'd take a moment out of my day-to-day to just kind of go over some of the things I'm going over in my pantry with the current events happening. The last 2 years has been kind of crazy in general, and so my husband Waylon and I have kind of made it a priority to really just keep an eye on stocking up our pantry week to week and things like that. So it's not too late. I don't think it's too late. With everything going on, there's still time to put some things up on your pantry. Just kind of like maybe take an assessment and go through the things that you guys like to eat in your family, you know. And this is kind of how I've put it together. You know, some things were on sale, so I would go for those items first. And maybe stock up on some things that were on sale. But think about how you can make a meal and not just like buy like granola bars or this or that, and maybe take some time to look at either some family recipes or recipes online of things that your family likes to eat that maybe you could make at home. So that would be like granola bars, granola. You could maybe even make your own yogurt and things like that. Or if you have a garden already, different things that you can can up with different recipes for that you could make side dishes or meals with as well. So, because some things I like dehydrated and some things I don't like dehydrated because of the taste or texture of them when you rehydrate them and put them back into meals. So I'm just gonna kind of go over, like I made a list here earlier this week, and I'm gonna just kind of refer to it a little bit over here. You know, I started I think with originally like 2 years ago here with checking out what our spice situation was, and Natural Grocers is a great store that's really close to us, and they have a lot of bulk spices. Now we went there yesterday and they are sold out of a lot of bulk spices at Natural Grocers. Hey Jessica. So even though they're sold out of a lot of bulk spices at Natural Grocers, there might be some that you could maybe pick up a few extra of that you just know that you use on hand a lot. Like we always use granulated onion or dried onion flakes and things like that. Or they have a dried beef bone broth, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. I can put it in a mason jar. Now the price has gone up tremendously in the past 2 years. I think it's more than doubled what it was. I think it was about $4 or $5 for a package of dehydrated beef bone broth, and now it's about $8 a package. So I'm just gonna kind of go over the things that I look at. I look at our spices. What do we use the most? I like sea salt and black pepper. I like pink sea salt. Pink sea salt's a little expensive, so if that's not in your budget, go for some iodized sea salt. Now I know it's kind of low right now in some places, so you might have to look around. I was able to get some on Walmart.com, and I'm having it delivered sometime later this week with my order. So that was, I think, free shipping when I did that. Let's see. So I look at our spices. That's what I started with originally. And I just kind of try and keep them topped off. And I don't know that I grabbed one specifically, but I keep mine in like mason jars, either like in a pint size, or I'll use old pasta sauce jars. They're probably about more of like a quart size. And I'm gonna get some labels, some chalk labels, so I can like see what's actually labeled a little bit better. I haven't done that yet. So that's what I've done with my spices, and I have them on a rack on our pantry shelf. So I did that. And then another thing, I mean, if you're not into dairy, you want to look into your alternative milks and not necessarily get them already pre-made. You can buy oats in bulk. You can buy almonds and things like that in bulk and make your own nut, soy milks and things like that. Some of the things that we get is it's a powdered heavy cream. So whenever they're out of creamer, or so we're not running around all the time, I've bought Hoosier Hill Farms. They have a heavy cream, sour cream, and a whole milk, powdered milk. And so we just reconstitute it whenever we're like running low or couldn't get to the store or whatever's happening. And it's always good to have this because you don't have to worry about, you know, putting stuff in the freezer and you losing power. So all you have to do is worry about just making up enough with a little bit with water and using it right away. So you don't have to have refrigeration for stuff like this. So I think this is a great item to have in your pantry. So we do powdered milk, powdered cheeses, and then let's see. So coffee prices are ridiculous right now. I found a different brand called Pablo's something. It's a whole bean coffee, and I thought I was going to be able to grind it up. And I was thinking we had a coffee grinder at the house, and it looks like it had died and we had already tossed it. And my Vitamix decided to kind of conk out on me. So I'm looking at a hand crank for a coffee mill. The prices of those are kind of crazy right now too. I put an offer in on eBay, so hopefully they'll accept it. Or I was looking at either the Ninja Bullet or getting another Vitamix. The Vitamix is on sale right now on QVC. It is, I forget which one I got. I already have a lot of containers for the Vitamix. So I have my dry container that does grains and coffee and things like that. I have a big 64-ounce container, and I have like the little 48 one. So I got the Vitamix Explorian, and it's on sale for $2.99. QVC had a coupon for new members because I haven't bought in a long time. It was welcome was the code, so I got $5 off, free shipping, and they have 5 easy payments with no interest. So it's about $65 a month for the next 5 months for me to get a brand new Vitamix that has a warranty of 5 years. You can register that on Vitamix.com, and you can purchase I believe you can purchase an extended warranty for it for another 3 years. My last Vitamix lasted us 9 years. So, and I only ever had to send it in once because of the bearings and stuff like that. I paid for the shipping to ship it to them. They fixed it, repaired it, and sent it back to me, and sent me, I think, a free container, free new 1 or 2 containers, which was amazing. So they have awesome customer service. I really like Vitamix. It lasts a long time, and you can do a lot of things with it, like making hot soups, smoothies, all kinds of chopping, grinding, and we're always dehydrating things here from the garden as far as our herbs or like extra tomatoes and things like that. I will blend them up, dehydrate them, and put them in a jar and make like tomato flakes that can be reconstituted to make like a soup or a tomato soup, or thicken up soups and chilies and things like that. So I really like my Vitamix, and I looked at other ones. My family's also owned a Blend Tech, and I felt like that worked good, but it didn't really compare as well to the Vitamix. Maybe it's changed. So that's another brand to look at. And then I was also thinking about, okay, the price of flour is going up. So do I want to get like einkorn berries that I can grind into flour, because I can have that in storage longer, and maybe it might be cheaper per ounce. So again, I really was like looking at, okay, do I get a Vitamix? Do I get a coffee grinder? Do I now get a flour grain mill? So I looked at a lot of options. I know this is going to be probably a long video, sorry. I looked at a lot of options, and the prices of a lot of things have gone up dramatically in the past 2 years, especially the manual grain mills. Now, there was one by, and I'm not sponsored by anybody. I saw some videos that I checked out by other homesteaders. It's called Mock Mill, Mockmill, and they have a grain mill. It's electric, and it works really good from what I can see. And I think they have a really good warranty. I think it's a 12-year warranty. They are kind of pricey. I think they are, I'd have to look at the price. They're sold out of several of them already. I think the cheapest one they had was the Mock Mill 100 for $310. That is sold out. The Mock Mill 200 is sold out. That was $395. And then the next one available they have is the Mock Mill Lino 100 for $540. Just to grind flour and possibly coffee. That's a lot of money. It looks like it works good. It has a really good warranty, and the company looks really reputable, but that's a lot of money in the budget. So I decided not to do that. We looked at, I don't know about a lot of the other hand grain mills, but there's a grain mill that's made in the USA. It's called the number 99 grain mill, and it is available at grainmaker.com. And their cheapest one, their middle size model is a 6-cup hopper, and it's $675, y'all. I think their next size model down is $350. These prices were not this high, I know that, 2 years ago. And we looked at them, I think, 2 years ago. It's the starter mill is number 35. It's a 3-cup hopper, and I think it's all stainless steel. Steel hopper, steel augers, and it's $350. I don't know if that's free shipping. And then you may have to purchase extra burrs with it. So there might be a little bit more cost to that. That's pricey. So there are some other hand crank mills out there that are vintage. People are selling them for, I think, too much money right now. So I think my best bet was to go with another Vitamix because the warranty's good. And I put an offer in on a little vintage Japanese hand coffee grinder, and it was a wooden box, and I think it's copper and maybe I think it's stainless steel or cast iron grinder burr. I don't remember. I have to look at it. But anyway, I put an offer in on it. I'm hoping I get that. So I'm looking. Where's my page? Because I have a list. I have a list in front of me here I'm looking at. So we looked at spices. We looked at dairy and non-dairy. Sweeteners. The prices of sweeteners are going up, y'all. If you haven't seen, they are. We like pure maple syrup, Splenda, and organic cane sugar. So I did put some of that in our pantry. Again, I got the coffee. I got coffee beans because it was cheaper by the pound, depending on which brand you get. And Amazon had like really good prices for coffee. Sometimes I look on, I'm looking at the stores at H-E-B, I'm looking at Walmart, I'm looking at Natural Grocers, and then I come home and I look on Amazon, and I look at the prices there. And sometimes Amazon has better prices per ounce. You got to look at per ounce. So sometimes get your calculator out and do some math. But a lot of times Amazon has some really good pricing. Tea is going to be going up in price as well, which I think it already has. So I got some more tea. If you don't have canning essentials to do stuff like this, now stuff like this is water bath canning because it's vegetables, and it's acidic. This is a pickled carrots that we did, a Mexican pickled carrots. Any kind of meat and stuff like that needs to be pressure canned. And I looked the other day, my pressure canner that I purchased for $125 2 years ago is now over $300. I just about died. Now, I know there's other ones that might be cheaper, but the prices have gone up on canning. Prices of jars have gone up, so I think I'm pretty good on jars. A lot of them we just keep reusing. And I did get like reusable lids from Tatler's lids. These are the metal ones, but I have some plastic ones that have a rubber seal from Tatler's. They're made in the USA. I have no idea what their stock availability is right now. It's possible they could be sold out or back ordered. So Tatler's was a really good company that I got mine with for my canning. And I got I forget what I have. I have a stainless steel pressure canner cooker. Mine only does 4 jars at a time, like pint or quart or the pint and a halves. And I wish I had gotten a bigger one, but those weren't available at the time. And now the one that's bigger that's available is just like over $500. And there's no way I'm going to go buy a $500 pressure canner right now. So if you can't afford that, and I know I certainly can't, put that in my budget right now, canned meats is your best option to just go to the store and pick up extra tuna fish every week. Tuna fish is always a great price. Throughout the past 2 years, we've even seen tuna fish on sale for like $1.25 a can. So I like picked up 10 at a time or whatever they had that I could fit in my budget that week. So I got a lot of tuna fish that I stocked up on. We like different things. So Waylon likes like roast beef. I don't know if that's available, but I did find roast beef at Walmart. And the only place I have seen canned turkey meat has been Walmart, and the brand is Hormel. And I haven't seen it in 2 years at H-E-B anywhere. And we don't eat chicken, but if I believe there's still canned chicken at H-E-B and Walmart and stuff like that. And so canned meats is your best bet. They're going to last a really long time, and you just rotate through them. I like dried soup mixes. One, because we're gluten-free, and so I found some soup mixes that were rice, pasta. I'm a little sensitive to rice sometimes because of my allergies and things like that, but I deal with it and whatever. Sometimes it's just nice to have some warm soup and rice noodles. So I'll show you guys that in my pantry. Pasta, now gluten-free pasta, sometimes there's not a lot of that on the shelves to begin with. So I always try to grab some and stock up on my rice pasta or my chickpea pasta. Pasta sauce is super cheap all the time to get, already pre-canned. I don't even want to bother trying to grow vegetables to try and can them. We don't have enough space, and it would cost me more money than it does to buy them already pre-canned. So we just buy pasta sauce in the jar. I talked about cheese that's powdered. I can show you guys that on the shelf. Nuts, this was another thing. I know the prices of nuts has gone up. I just spent last night, I think my nut jar was down to here. I have 2 of these for almonds. I get the bulk almonds at Natural Grocers. It was $8 for, I forget how many ounces, but it filled up this. I soaked them last night for several hours, and I don't like the skins on them, so I peeled the skins off, and then I dried the skins and put them in my almond flour mix. But I like these to snack on or to add to like my granola. I make my own granola, and I have a recipe for that on my YouTube channel, BeccasByTheBay. Super easy, and I like to put that on my yogurt with a few nuts and maybe a few berries if we have berries. So some of the nuts can be kind of pricey, so I try to, if they're on sale, I try to get some. We like pecans, walnuts, and almonds. So this has been like a long process of just stocking our pantry, and just whenever there's something that's low, like my mushrooms, we dehydrate mushrooms. I'll get mushrooms in the big package, slice them. I dehydrated these today. This was like, I forget what size, whatever the big size package of mushrooms is, this is what this fills up to. And these are great in like omelets, soups, stews, casseroles, and you don't have to worry about refrigeration. So I do that with our bell peppers, and I did it with carrots, but I don't like the texture of them rehydrated. So let's see. Nuts, nut butters. I know nut butters has gone up. I haven't bought nut butter in a while. We do have still, I think, a good amount. We get cashew butter, which has been hard to find sometimes, and almond butter. And I talked about sweeteners. Yes, so I was talking about sweeteners. I like to get the pure maple syrup, and I don't like to get it too big because I know they have bigger sizes. This is 32 ounces. This will fit in my refrigerator, and it's really humid here in Texas. So if I open this up and leave it in my pantry, it will go moldy just from the humidity. So maple syrup has to get refrigerated once you open it. So it's actually better sometimes even to buy these in the smaller containers because it's a better value. So when you think you're buying in bulk, you need to look at the price per ounce, because the price per ounce might be cheaper in a smaller package. And I know I hate packaging, but it's cheaper and it'll save you money. So another thing I heard is in the pipeline is that the oils, cooking oils and things like that, are gonna go up in price. They've already been kind of like limited to find. Sunflower oil is really hard to find. I end up buying mine on Amazon if it's available. I like it because I like to make our own mayonnaise, and I like it with sunflower oil. I've tried it with avocado, I've tried it with olive oil. It's okay. I really like this one because it's a lighter flavor and neutral texture and flavor with the sunflower. So I save that just for making our own mayonnaise. So it's good to have some oils on hand. Let's see. Oh, yeast. So yeast, I bought yeast for making bread. I talked about the powdered beef broth. I have a powdered chicken broth. Cooking oils and fats. So whatever oils or fats that you like to cook with. Sometimes, even in an emergency, it's okay, depending on how you feel about fats, to have some lard because it doesn't really go bad. And you might just need a little bit of fat to cook up something with. Especially if you have your cast iron. It's really good to oil. I think it oils better with the lard personally, but that's all personal opinion. Toiletries is another thing to stock up on. I heard there's going to be a shortage in the paper products. I already saw it in H-E-B that they were limiting Kleenex in some paper products. So yeah, there'll probably be a run on toiletries. It's always good to have first aid items on hand, like Band-Aids and Neosporin and things like that, and things to treat for any kind of cuts. Vitamins, it's good to have vitamins on hand. They've always been, I usually get ours at Natural Grocers, and they've been really kind of hard to find. So I grabbed another bottle yesterday, and I usually stock up on our vitamin C on Amazon. It's been a good price on vitamin C. And I make our own elderberry syrup. I think I have a video on that. Something I picked up, and I'm only just going to briefly touch this topic. I know there's talk about, there's also fear of nuclear fallout, and I've grown up like in the 6th and 7th grade where we talked about that and went over all that, and it seemed like a real thing when I was younger that that's a possibility that could happen, and we kind of went over like what to do and stuff like that. And I don't see a whole lot of information other than, I guess there's YouTube videos that I found the other day, and I think I've seen it before. There's other preppers talking about iodide tablets, and it doesn't protect you completely, but it does protect your thyroid from the radiation. So if you have if there's a fallout from nuclear bombs, it helps protect your thyroid, and you're going to want to take, and I'm just not an expert, I'm not a medical expert, but I'm looking at it, and there were studies and things that I was reading and looking at on the bottles and the websites that they were saying anywhere from 130 milligrams to 175 plus milligrams for an adult. So I'll probably put a link to that down below. You guys can check it out and see what you think. So I have no idea what the actual dosage is, but it looks like you want to be taking that at least once a day, probably for the next 2 weeks, if there was a nuclear fallout and we were somehow experiencing the radioactive dust and all that stuff like that. So there's other things that people are doing. I'm not even sure what we would do if that happened. I'm just praying it doesn't happen. But if it did, I guess we'll have to deal with it. So a lot's been on my mind. Good to have something that you can help with stress. So chocolate is always good to have. It's actually got magnesium in it. It's really good to help balance and offset a lot of stress and things like that. To have a little bit of dark chocolate is good to have on hand. And because of our area and whatever, if the water, there's always issues with the water. Having filtered bottled water is always good, or big bottles that you can go get filled up if you can. So we've did that when we had the water pipe situation. We had the Texas freeze in February. And then more towards the end is like your pet food and your snacks for your pets. The price of that has dramatically increased. I think even some of them as much as 50 cents a can on some of the wet canned dog foods. I was really shocked. So, I've tried to pick up whenever I could, a little bit extra. And then with our chicken feed, we try to stay about a month ahead on getting chicken feed and things like that. And I think that's pretty much my list. I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing. And try to have, we make some blueberry jams. We have a few jams that we keep on hand that we don't eat a lot of jam, but I think it's nice to have something just in case, whatever. So we have a strawberry and a blueberry that we like, or, instant coffee is always this price hasn't really gone up on instant coffee lately at all, really. And so it's always been a good price to just grab a couple. They usually have a coupon, so that's what I do whenever there's a coupon. I'm going to touch on, like, containers. I like these kind of containers because, one, they've been cheap, and whenever I could find them, they were like a 6-pack for, like, they used to be $10. I think they're $12 if they're available. And then I bought my lids on Amazon, and they have, not that one. That one was from Walmart. So Walmart one just, it screws on, but it's not as tight as the ones from Amazon. The ones from Amazon, oh, that's a Walmart one. The ones from Amazon have a little silicone gasket, and so that helps seal out stuff. So anything that I have that we're not using right away, I put an oxygen absorber into, and I purchased those on Amazon as well. So I'm just gonna, oh, I've got one more thing. So the other thing about containers is a lot of people talked about the Cambro food storage containers. I liked them because they're clear, and I'm going to do something else with this. I have something else I'm going to put these in. I don't like them like I thought I would. I like them because they're clear, and it's a really hard polycarbonate. The lids are not very tight. They don't even like snap on or seal. It covers it, and for whatever reason, and I don't think anybody mentioned it when I was looking into these, is that these do not seal tightly. So you'd have to put stuff in here that's already kind of prepackaged that you just don't want stuff to get into, but you know what I mean? Like it's not gonna take the oxygen out. So anyway, I had bought 3 of these. I thought about getting more, but I had originally just bought these 3, and I was like, well, whatever, I'm just gonna use them. They cost a little bit of money, and I was kind of disappointed that the covers do not snap on tightly. So I kind of don't recommend them. I like these, and there's some stainless steel ones that are good too. So you guys. Okay, it's nothing fancy. It's just metal storage racks, and so I've got paper goods, I've got sweeteners, I've got dog food, I've got some chocolates. That one we're working on. Here's the coffee I got. Now, I like these because I don't have to worry about putting this in another container. It's already in a sealed Mylar bag, and it had a an oxygen release. So when you press them, it pressed all the oxygen out and keeps it fresh. So things like that are good to get. These were on sale, I think, last month for like $3 a can on Amazon. Now they're $7, so that's gone up. We have a few fun things. I only have one of those, but I have some nuts. I like to soak them and then dehydrate them to get rid of the tannins, so they're more easily digestible, and they store better when I soak them and sprout them and dehydrate them. These are, I haven't done these yet because I was waiting for some other containers. We have some things like Carnation Breakfast. It's got vitamins in it. There's my instant coffee. There's my tuna. This is what I was talking about with the turkey. So that's the turkey. There's some ham and different things that we have. There's my pastas. I've pressure canned some chili. I thought this was a good idea to have. It's called Anthony's powdered butter. It doesn't need refrigeration. You just mix up a little bit with some water. I haven't tried it yet, but I thought it'd be good for like casseroles and things like that. Some instant mashed potatoes. This is not opened yet, so this is actually a really good cheese, and it was a good price at Walmart. I think this was like $4. It was a good price. And then pretty much all your pasta sauces are like $2 a jar. Salsa is good to have. I do have some mayonnaise that we picked up at Sprouts, but this I think was like $15 a jar. I don't know what it's going for right now, but I think the price has gone up. Oops. And then we've got sour cream from Hoosier Hill. You just reconstitute it with some water. We've got some more heavy cream. So I have a heavy cream that's open, but this was by Judy's Gluten-Free. And so these come in sealed Mylar bags, so you don't have to worry about putting it in another container. So there's that. Got some Sure Gel for some jams and things. I've got pickling salt. I've got some vegetable fats, baking soda, all that good stuff. We've got dry milk. That's the other thing I was talking about. So we've got, this is great for like making an instant mac and cheese. It's really good. It's got like several different cheeses in it. I think it's got like a blue cheese. It's like a 3 different cheese blend or something. And it's by Hoosier Hill. I thought it was a good price. And so we just add a little bit of butter, a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of milk, and our pasta, and some type of meat or vegetable to it if you want to, and you have like a whole meal. So that's easy. We always have vinegar on hand. I've got some cleaning products down there. I've got a few juices because I was going to be making some jam. I was going to be making some jams with it, or just to have juice on hand, a few things of juice. I think I've got mango, strawberry, and apple juice. We've got some of our oils. These are distilled waters. Waylon uses that for some things. I also use that for some things. We've got canned homemade relish. These are canned carrots from the garden. I was drinking this. I gain weight from it because of the sugar, but sometimes in an emergency, if you're stressed out, your sugars can drop, and it's good to have maybe sometimes a little bit of sugar or something on hand to just kind of rebalance you out. I really like this brand. I know these used to be like just over $1 a can. Now they're $2 something. But I think these are all organic and natural. There was nothing in them that bothered me, and it's nice to have an instant soup that if I'm not feeling well, I can just grab something. So I like that brand. That's from Walmart. Got canned salmon so that we can make like salmon patties in the pan. Cook them up with a little bit of flour and egg and spices. We've got some keto cups as snacks. And these are some good snacks. These are plantains. And then here's the gluten-free ramen that we get from Natural Grocers. So I get the millet and brown rice, and I like the jade pearl one. Those are really good. So you can always add more vegetables. Like I will add like a can of I'll usually add like a can of carrots and maybe some fresh garden greens and cook up either like some hamburger or turkey or whatever, and I have an instant soup. You can always add a little bit of extra spices. So that's fun. Pizza night and things like that. We've got some tomato paste, olive oil spray. Got a little bit of iodized sea salt here. We've got some smoked salts, black salts, pink salt. I think I've got another jar of that. I don't know if this is available. This was at Walmart. It's called their roast beef. There's a little bit of popcorn, Capri Suns. Here's my gluten-free oats. I need to package that one. That one just came in. So when I packaged this, I put it in the freezer for a good 24 to 48 hours and then take it out, and then I've got them in jars with the oxygen absorbers. So the reason why you want to freeze it is to make sure that there's no bugs that would hatch. You know what I mean? All grains always come with something, and so you always want to make sure you freeze them first if you're going to store them. This was a really good brand for whole milk, and I'm not sure if it says what the brand is, but I liked that it came in its own container and that I could reuse the bucket for some of our other dry milks that I got from Walmart. So I will mix like the non-dry fat milk with the whole milk and make like our own 2%. And that makes that go a little bit further because this is more expensive than that. And so that's what I do. Here's another one. This one's by Judy's, gluten-free. This is their whole milk powder. And then I've got some other things that are canned up. I've got like beet tops and other things in there. We've got a bunch of pickles. We like to keep some electrolytes on hand. Oops. I've got my elderberry powder, which makes it super easy to either just add to a drink right away or make your own elderberry syrup, which is what I've done as well. And I've got some relishes. I haven't seen this one in a while, which is why I started making my own again. But if you go to the Dollar Tree, you can find these for $1. This is a really nice relish. It's called Sweet Relish, and it's just $1. Dollar Tree also has some really good olives if you're looking for olives. So these were like the Walmart olives, and I didn't like them as much as the ones from the Dollar Tree. We've got diced tomatoes for some things, carrots. Here's my nut butters. I've got some cranberry sauce back here. And I do like to make some seafood chowder every once in a while, so I've got clam juices. This is a really good price at Walmart, and it's great for Asian dishes. It's like my play. I don't know. I think it was like a couple bucks. For a couple of bucks, it adds a nice spicy, garlicky, sweet and sour kind of stir fry with anything. And I picked up this week. I can't have Worcestershire sauce because it has soy sauce, so I think I saw this at Walmart, and it was a good price. So it's the Red Boat fish sauce. I use very little. I already have one, but I just want to make sure I had another one on hand. I've got some more jams back there. Some mustards. I use this for making our homemade mayonnaise. I just add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, a pinch of salt, an egg, and a little squirt of mayonnaise. A little squirt of mustard, and then I blend it up with my oil. And then something else I grabbed, because Amazon had a good price every so often on these squeezable mayonnaises, so I picked up a few of those. We like Asian food, stir fries, so I think Walmart's bamboo shoots are cheaper. These are like $2.50 or more at H-E-B, and then they're $1 at Walmart. Got a few butter chestnuts, some other different things, pumpkin, applesauce, black peppercorns will store a lot longer. Some no high fructose corn syrup, so that's the better ketchup from H-E-B, and we've got some mustard. And then I just have, last year was a really good year for beets for us in the garden, so we sold a lot, and then I canned up, a good tote of them. So I've made, beets that were just by themselves with a little bit of salt, and I made some that were sweet beets with a little bit of clove and a little bit of organic brown sugar. And these are my favorite. These make great, once I open them, we can make pickled eggs. Oh, they're so good. I love those. And what else I got down here? Looks like some lye, stuff like that for soap making. We've got some lard, some pink sea salt, more oils for cooking or soap making. I've got some dehydrated citrus peels for stuff. Lots of oatmeal. And then I've got some flour in here, and I've got some of that skinny pasta. This was a good price, probably a couple months ago. Skinny pasta fettuccine. So it's a noodle that is no carb. It's made out of sea kelp. And these, Waylon and I will split one of these with a meal with some meat and some veggies, and either pasta sauce or Asian sauces or coconut aminos. And so one of this will make a meal for each of us with some meat and some veggies. So that's that. There's some more country thyme, some juice pops, and I've got kitchen bags. I think I need to get some aluminum foil, but I have plastic wrap and all that stuff like that. So that's what we've been working. This was another thing I've got a container coming for my jasmine rice, so I've got jasmine rice I need to get put away. And this is not super orderly, but this is kind of our spice pantry over here in the kitchen. like I said, it's my mason jars, and I just grabbed the labels from Natural Grocers and cut them and then just put them on with some packing tape. So I've got this is all from our garden. I think I just picked up a small bag of oregano just so I could have the label. So I've got oregano and basil from our garden, parsley, Italian, garlic flakes, onion flakes, thyme, celery, some different vanilla, bay leaf. Here's the beef flavored broth. I like to have bee pollen. It's got good B vitamins in it. Some bay leaves, chia seeds, chili powder, which I'm low on, and I ordered some. So I like being able to see it because it makes it easier to figure out what I need to get. So this is the other part of our pantry. It's kind of messy. So anywho, but we've got coconut aminos and some other spices and things like that. And then, let me see if I can flip it around. Oh. Let's go this way. So this is our cupboard here or whatever, and we've got some nuts and things like that and seeds and just vitamins. It's messy. I need to organize. But anywho, so that's that, and I've got another shelf on the other side over here that just has some flowers, dehydrated vegetables, I think some more canned goods from the garden, and sesame seeds, pine nuts, just some random herbs and stuff like that for stuff, for other things that I use in Bath and Body and stuff like that. So oops. So yeah, that's our pantry. It's in the process of being organized. I'm trying to get Waylon to get me another shelf, but it looks like I didn't realize our Vitamix was going to go out. So, and we've done a lot of work on our vehicle recently, so I wasn't sure how that was going to play into our budget this month for some things, but we're able to get our truck fixed, and so I was able to stock up on some extra things. I've got some things coming from Amazon, like chili powder, garlic flakes, granulated garlic, cream of tartar, because you can make your own baking powder. Your own baking powder is super easy. I think it's 2 parts cream of tartar to 1 part baking soda, and it's fresher and stuff will rise a lot better. So I just mix up a little mason jar of it, and I just mix up maybe a little bit at a time because we don't do a ton of baking. And then I keep my yeast in our refrigerator in a mason jar with a cover, and I have a label on that. And so you can keep your yeast in your fridge for a really long time. Some people keep it in their freezer. I know my mom's done that in the past. I just keep enough that I have a pint-size jar of it, and that seems to last us a good long while. So I just picked up a little bit of that the other day. And then that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to pop on here. Not so much a show and tell, but just, we've done this over time, and this has been our working pantry the past 2 years during this whole pandemic, of just eating from it, making meals from it, and trying to figure out what we like to eat and stuff, because I have a lot of dietary issues. I have celiacs and autoimmune, and so some of the things that I eat from time to time will bother me. So we cook everything from scratch, and so I really enjoy cooking. I enjoy being able to go out into the garden, pick something, and add it to our meals, and that's saved a lot. I mean, having our garden has saved a lot. Hey, Roxanne! It saved a lot on greens right now. If you were to go to the store, and it's always sad looking. There's a bunch of greens, and it's at least $2 a bunch, and so we're sitting on our porch right now, and so this is our herb garden right here. I've got some fresh cilantro, lemongrass, lemon balm, and we'll just come out here and pick whatever. Sometimes we've got some onion chives, some collards. This always does well, our Greek oregano. I always have fresh rosemary, and I have a whole jar of it inside. I've got some garlic chives, parsley. Whenever these get too big or bushy, I just cut them, dehydrate them, and blend them up a little bit and put them in a jar. And so like, this is our other pantry. It's outside. We've got rutabagas and some lettuce out here. There's a little bit of lettuce, I think, in here hiding. So there's lettuce, and we've got our rutabagas. And, yeah, so we started the gardens here 2016, and it's been a lot of work trying to figure out how to grow stuff in the shade and everything. We have a lot of shade, and I should have cut the trees down when we first moved in. But we've been working at it for the past few years, and this is 3 years old. It's a ruby red grapefruit tree. So I started that from seed, and I started that loquat tree from seed. So I think that's 2.5 years old. This is about a year old. It's our key lime tree, and it's putting on some blossoms. So we always have something edible to work with here, and that's what our goal has been. And here's our Meyer lemon. Not sure if the one's going to make it, so we did buy another one on sale. And we're working on finishing planting out our tomatoes. We've got some pepper plants in here. I had to move my Swiss chard in here because the birds were eating it, and I haven't figured out how to cover it outside the garden area here. So I dug them up and moved them in here. We've got a chili piquin for making salsa. We've got tomato plants. This one needs to get picked. So we got some veg to pick. And sometimes we have a lot going on here because this is like the beginning of the season. These were overwintered, so this would not be normal to have tomatoes right now. But we've got our potatoes planted, and so we'll be hilling these up soon. So they're starting to pop up, and then we'll cover them with some more soil. And then when they grow through that, we'll put some more soil on. There was a cutworm that came through and ate this tomato plant, so I put them inside and see if I could reroot them. And then I put some Captain Jacks around that to make sure that those don't get cut by cutworms. We've covered up with some fish netting on our fig trees here. And I do have some Swiss chard here, so I gotta do some watering here this evening. And we've got potatoes over here popping up. And then we've got kale that we can pick from to eat. Planted out some more tomatoes. We overwintered our jalapeno. I've got another pepper plant here. And we planted some pepper plants and Malabar spinach in here. So hopefully we'll have a bunch of peppers. I overwintered these 2 peppers here. I've got a bay leaf tree started to grow. It's starting to put on some new growth this year. So it's got 2 new side shoots. I'm really excited to see that because it's been really slow growing. And but I'm excited for that. We had this crazy guy bloom the other day. Look at that. We've got some collards, beets, broccoli. These are our onions. They won't be ready probably till I think after May. Garlic, more collards. We'll be planting, Waylon planted yellow bush beans in here, and then we're going to be planting our okra. And I've got more collards and kale down here. So this was where my other Swiss chard was, and the birds were eating it. So I planted my gladiola bulbs, and the squirrel out here this morning was digging it up and running off with it with like an apple. He thought it was like an apple or something. I don't know. He's just munching on it. I was like, you crazy fool. So I don't know if we're going to get flowers over here. The squirrels are crazy. And we've got some broccoli and rutabagas over here. Now, it was super shady this year, so I'm just going to be harvesting all these little side shoots. I already harvested a head off of this one. They weren't as big as they were last year, but we still have like a bunch of side shoots. And the leaves are totally edible. And I dehydrate these and put them in soups and stuff like that, or omelets, so those are always super yummy. head. I need to harvest some of these tonight for dinner. And then there's our chickens where we get eggs from. They're so cute. And yeah, so this is our little backyard that we're still trying to finish off. And Waylon's left a coffee cup here. He leaves them everywhere. Oh, here's our goji berry from a friend. So I'm hoping that'll be nice and big this year. And then this is our Frankenstein pit that, it was a fire pit that we took a grill, that Waylon added this grill top and a chain, and I had that inside grill from something else. And so we'll barbecue out here and sit on the swing, hang out with the chickens and wild birds. So, you know, we just take it one day at a time and do your best you can. And, you know, sometimes that just means, you know, made a meal for everybody, cleaned up, and made a list of things to do, and didn't get to them yet. That's okay. It'll be there tomorrow. Just thought I'd kind of share my process of what we've been doing. And, like, I need things to keep my mind active with everything that's going on. A lot of people don't know this, but we do have our son in the military. He's in the Air Force, so we don't know if he'll be getting shipped out, and probably won't know till the last minute. So we are keeping him in prayer. We are keeping all of Ukraine in prayer right now, and I'm very much encouraged that there's a lot of support from foreign countries of people just signing up to go over there and help them fight. And we're just praying for our leaders to step up and stop all of this, because it's horrible, and I can't bear it. I can't bear it. I really can't. And it's hard for me. But I try to find things that I focus on a daily basis that we do. I do stuff with my husband. I do stuff for our Etsy shop. I do stuff because we're still trying to, like, get set up here. We've been here since 2016, and I still feel like we aren't fully set up. I'm still, like, downsizing stuff and trying to organize a smaller space. And it's been challenging to figure out what would fit and find what would work best. And some of the things I'd like to do, we couldn't do because the price of wood and things like that had gone dramatically up. So building shelves and things like that just seemed too expensive. So I think we grabbed whatever cheap metal shelving was available from Home Depot. I think I had like a coupon for 20% off too. So we did that and ordered it and had picked it up. And then I had some metal shelving. So it's kind of a hodgepodge of things. And I had some other things from Hobby Lobby. And so we're working with it and just trying to figure out the best way to organize everything and get everything, because we're in a really small space. Like, our house is only 1,000 square feet, and one of it is an office, and another one is storage of stuff that we need to get rid of. And then the other, like, our bedroom has the drying racks for the soap and things like that. So, and then we were like, where are we going to put a pantry? So the pantry that came with the house was really small, that one little closet. And then we have one closet for the bathroom, and then each bedroom has like a tiny closet. So I came from a house that had a lot of storage originally, and we don't have that here. So we're still working on it. It's okay. It's a process. We're making progress, and that's all that matters. So I hope this was helpful to anybody out there. This is not just to, say we have this and you don't have that, or it might not be in your budget right now to go stock up on a bunch of things. So I do recommend checking out your Dollar Tree. There's a lot of good values there. I recommend getting some basic staples that you can make a meal with. I think a lot of people already know this. Getting like beans, rice, pasta, adding a sauce and a meat. But it's good to have some non-perishables on hand always, I think, because there's always emergencies that pop up, or you can't get to the store, or whatever's going on. No matter what's going on in the world, there's always some kind of thing that's happening either in your life or, in the weather that just causes you just not to be able to get to the store or things like that. Even though we live in town and, some of the places we can walk to go walk to the store and bring home a bunch of groceries is pretty exhausting. So then you have to ask for rides if you don't have family or help and things like that. And so we don't like to do that too often. But we do reach out to friends, and they are awesome. Thank you so much for helping us during some challenging times with our vehicle and all the craziness that's happened over the past 2 years. I'm just so thankful to have friends that have checked in on me. I know a lot of people think I'm a strong person, and you know, there's only so much we can handle sometimes. And then sometimes we're just like, I'm done. I just need to go be a hermit, and I don't want to deal with anybody. But then I feel like I should be sharing, you know, information and knowledge to maybe help somebody else out there. So a lot of things we've done, just a little bit here and a little bit there, maybe, you know, every other week or whatever. Whenever we're at the grocery store, you just picked up like $5 extra. If you had $5 extra, or even $10 extra, or even $20 extra each week or each month to add to your pantry. Some of these items are like $1 or less. So you've got, you know, pasta, you've got canned veggies, you've got canned fruit, you've got, you know, beans, all these things that you can just, you know, get a tote from like Walmart and put them in so that nothing got to it. And, you know, if that's all you could do for right now, then you did something, and you felt really good that you did something, put something up, put it away for an emergency, and that you had something to rely on to just release and not like have such a burden about worrying about some things. And so I wish everybody the best out there. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below. I hope this was helpful about maybe stocking your pantry and looking at some of the things that, you know, you might want to have or have on hand. Amazon's a really good resource. I do a lot of price comparison and comparing. I've done it when I worked in dental to get us the best pricing on everything. And it's kind of like, I just love a sale. You know, I just love a good deal. So that coffee was, I think 13 cents an ounce. So that was the cheapest coffee I'd seen in a long time. And it smells really good. So I can't wait to try it when hopefully we get that little hand grinder in. So hopefully people on eBay approve my offer. So that's it for me to you guys, from our homestead to yours. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.